Hi everyone, welcome, welcome here where magic happens. Hi Sylvia, hello Winnie. Let me know if you guys hear me. Guten Morgen, Mary. I know some German. I lived in Germany 7 years, so yeah. All right, guys, you hear me? Awesome. Hi Rose from Australia. Hey Jane from Brighton. I was one time in Brighton. Was amazing. About 4 years ago, I think. I like that city. It has a nice vibe. Nadia from Belgium. Hey Nadia. Hey Nikki from Kansas, USA. Maureen from Vancouver, Canada. Hi. Oh, hi Saima. I remember you from the last time. Um, yeah, I'm gonna wait a little bit for more people to tune in to join the stream, and then I'm gonna start with today's topic. Hey Mel from Toronto, Ali from Melbourne, Australia. I think you were last time here as well. I do remember some names. I'm not sure. I don't want to mess it up, but yeah. Hi E from Sydney. Amazing. Awesome. We have again people all over the world. Hey Annie from South Africa. So first of all, how are you guys? How is life wherever you are? How are you doing in this crazy yet very amazing, I would say, transitional times? Hey, Christine. Spain is also in the house. Belen. Myanmar. Hello, Laura. Yeah, Jane, I hear you. I hear you. I'm blessed. I live in Bali, and Bali is it's actually a very good life right now. It's such a peaceful island at this time, especially because there's almost no tourists, just some expats. So here is there's a lot of freedom still. So I'm blessed to experience that. I'm grateful for it. Hey Mel, thank you and welcome. Stacy from San Diego. All right, I will give it a lot, like maybe another minute, and then I'm gonna jump into today's topic, which I love so much lately. It's around my work. It's around of what I'm doing and what I feel inspired to do from now on, mostly. So I'm so excited to speak about. Jody, Jody says, good and sleep has been bumpy, waking in the middle of the night. Yeah, there's a lot going on energetically right now. Like the energies are really, really intense, very transformational. Also very polarized a lot. Like there are like two. It feels like there's like two sides of the story. I know, and that can mess a little bit up our rhythm. Hey Sarah, I love that description. Life is confusing but smashingly beautiful. Yes, indeed. That's it. Um, all right, guys. So I think we should start. So yeah, basically what I want to speak with you about today is a topic that I'm very, very active with lately. It is called integrity, and what does it mean to live from integrity, and what actually integrity means, especially nowadays when there's like so much opinion and so much points of view and perspectives of generally what happens in the world and where should we go, what should we do, what should we embody, who should we become. And yeah, I'm going to speak a little bit about the benefits of living life in integrity, um, and how that benefit our soul and our evolution, our journey here on the planet and as human beings. So yeah, I'm going to start with the first thing. First of all, what does it mean? What does this word integrity mean? What does it mean, integrity? What does it mean for you? Let me know if you have a short description there, and I will tell you what it means for me. For me, integrity means being whole and complete, having a sense of being whole and complete, and then every decision, every action, reaction, or whatever we do, be, or create in life comes from that point of view. Then that's integrity. In other words, basically, integrity means being aligned with source, because this is how we feel whole, right? Like being aligned with our life force energy, with the source of what we are. Um, and Mary says, in agreement with myself. Yes, that's also a good way to put it. In agreement with completely with who you are and what's happening within you at any point in time. And this is what I want to say. It's basically being in complete peace with your dark side and your light side, as well, because we are experiencing, especially in these times, so much polarity in the world and within us as well. We have to confront our shadows. We have to shed layers from the past, right? Like we all go through this journey. There's literally no single person on this planet who escapes this journey. There are maybe newborn people, newborn humans, star seeds, new children on this planet who are incarnated, maybe with no karma or less karma, right? So these people don't actually have to shed any layers because they were not conditioned in the first place. They are born in conscious families. There are not many of these, but there will be more and more. And probably these people already come from a place of integrity. But us, all of us, we were on a journey in our life. Like I'm in the, somewhere around 30s, 40s. So I can actually say my age. I'm 33. So there's a huge year for me, supposedly. So yeah, but for the first time, for the first period of my life, there was so much to shed, which I thought I am, or which I thought um, I want to be, or reflections of how life should be, or how I was programmed or conditioned to be in certain ways, and so on. So all of those things have to be shed and also owned, so that we can come from a place of integrity and truly embody the wholeness of what we are. So integrity doesn't mean necessarily coming only from a light perspective or a full conscious perspective all the time, because we need contrast to evolve all the time, and we need reflections and so on. So it's kind of impossible to always be in the light and always stay there. But integrity means owning simply everything we are in the present moment, owning everything we experience, everything we feel. And with that, we can then progress in life. We can make decisions. We can um, create. We can bring our visions into the world, and whatever we feel to do. Uh, and it has so much advantages, and I will tell you some of them a little bit later. So yeah, this is what integrity means for me, and mostly how I would simply describe it is simply being aligned with source, and taking action from that place as much as we can. And if we are not in alignment, then owning as well that, right? Because that will naturally put us right straight back into alignment, instead of staying in resistance. Because what is resistance? What is suffering? Suffering means not being in that moment in alignment with the truth of who you are as being. So saying or being in resistance about that, or not wanting that suffering, or not knowing how to deal with it, then that puts you out of integrity, that puts you out of alignment. So if you own it and if you accept it, then you naturally become again into, you can be in alignment, even if your current experience in life is not ideal, right? Like if it's not ideal as you expect it to be, right? It can be something that shadow that you're facing, or something from the past, or some healing um, situations that you're facing, which requires you to acknowledge them first of all, right? And then put that awareness of source on them. They will naturally completely bring you back into alignment, and you can actually do is also the work from a totally different perspective. So yeah, this is what integrity means for me. And again, why are we not in integrity? That's the question. Why is humanity not in integrity? Why do we even have to speak about this? This is so common sense. It should be common sense for every human being, right? So, oh, by the way, at the end of this, there will be question and answer. So, stay and then ask whatever you want to ask. I will do like 15 minutes question and answer. So, just for you to know, yeah. So, yeah, why is humanity not in integrity? Why are we not completely in integrity right now? Well, that's basically because we were blinded, I would say, by our need of survival, but by securing our survival, but by our um, primordial behavior of, of thinking that we are just these human bodies, just these beings in a way, who are challenged by life and challenged to survive, right? So that made us literally um, make decisions that are not in integrity with the wholeness of what we are. Many decisions throughout history we did, right? Like so many wars, so many uh, atrocities that we do in this society. I don't want to mention all of them. They're obvious now. Right now, the shadows of them are everywhere for us to see, right? So yeah, that's one of the reasons why we are not in integrity, is because we were in this survival energy, in this fearful energy, and when we act from fear, then we don't have a bigger awareness of what we are. We just act from that place of I need to secure my existence, my body, and you know, not having the whole picture, not being aware. That can be really distractive, uh, distortive and destructive. No, this destructive, yeah, to our evolution individually and collectively. So that puts us a little bit out of integrity, I would say. And that's why we had this toxic leadership throughout generations and millennia. And we were driven to go to war, and we were ignoring our emotional side, our feminine side. And yeah, we were having difficulties for thousands of years to just face our emotions the way we feel. We always kind of acted out who we are, or thought, or put it in a identity box or whatever, um, instead of just be completely free, expressing freely what we feel, what we are, and what we experience in every single moment in life. So this acting and this role playing and this identity games and these manipulative, seductive ways of going on through life, everyone with its own competitional um, urge or drive, and everyone with its own goals and achievements, and all of these things made us a little bit not be in integrity, right? So uh, yeah, that was a big reason why humanity is not in integrity. It was simply a part of our evolution. We were just playing with the idea of what we are. And right now, while the times are radically shifting and so fast, we evolve into higher dimensions, into higher frequencies, the 4D and 5D, then we become aware of the wholeness of what we are. We become aware of the atrocities that we did in the past and the way we function as beings, and also we will become aware of what we are naturally. Like what is our potential and our power and our our beautiful expression and uniqueness and all of that, right? So owning the whole journey is what integrity is. It's basically owning the whole of it, right? And then living life from that space. That's so rewarding. And right now, I'm going to dive a little bit into advantages of living a life from an integrity place. And also, but before that, I have something that I want to mention. Um, it's not about in life generally. I realize that it's not so much about where am I going at. It's not about the destination. It is about more than it is more about where do I come from, right? Like what is the reason for doing what I'm doing? What is the intention behind that? And if that comes from an integrity place, then you can reap the benefits out of whatever you're doing, whatever you are experiencing in this life so amazingly. Like your soul will be so enhanced by that. You will evolve, grow so fast and without distortions and with clarity. So be I don't know, be aware of this in whatever you're doing in life, whatever job you have, whatever intentions you have, whatever you want to create. Ask yourself, um, where does this come from? Instead of where do I want to go with this, where this is this coming from? Even when you want to be a coach or a healer or a teacher or something that supports, it's a service for this humanity. That even can be tricky, because if you're so caught about the idea that you want to be a successful coach and you're so caught about the idea that you didn't actually manifest enough money, you put that on like on a target, right? Like that's your outcome. I want to be a successful coach. Well, okay, that's the first desire, but don't attach to that desire. Don't put that on a pedestal. Ask yourself, in order to fulfill that, ask yourself every moment, where do I come from when I'm doing what I'm doing? Is it from a place of alignment, integrity, source, consciousness, um, service to the whole, to the highest good of all? Or is it from a impure desire? Is it from a mind perception of what I should be doing, what I should be achieving, or what is, the expectation that the mind can have, which can somehow somehow can subtly, you know, mess a little bit with our perception. It did with me. I'm in this business, I would say service, for years now, and I had a lot of difficulties, especially in the beginning when I was like, yes, I know my gift, I know what my unique thing is to offer to the world. Yet the idea of becoming successful about it was so strong that I couldn't actually do it in peace and from a place of integrity. I lacked that in the beginning because my mind was identifying with it. I was so, wow, focused on the benefits and what I would achieve from that, which was from my own validation and not actually from pure integrity. So life taught me that it's very important to know not where you're going at, but more important, where do you come from? That changes the game ultimately. Yeah, so right now we can dive more into other advantages, if this is not enough, more advantages of what it means to be in integrity and act from integrity. What are the benefits for our soul? So one of them is being at peace. Whenever we act from integrity, uh, we are naturally at peace, no matter what the outcome is, because we're always coming back to that initial intention, initial desire, which was pure. It came from pureness. It came from integrity. It came from owning what we want. It came from that source alignment. So that doesn't matter what the outcome is, unless we create an expectation, unless we create a subtle goal or achievement there, which is, a little bit from the ego mind. Then you will naturally feel at peace all the time. Whatever you're doing, you know that you have that feeling of, okay, this is what I wanted to do. I honor myself. I honor my journey. I know where it comes from. There's nothing in my mind asking me, is this good? Is this not good? Should I do it this way? Should I do it this way? There's no mental chatter. There's no noise. There's no mental noise about it. You know where it came from, right? So automatically you express it in the best way you could in that moment. So there's no need for you to worry about anything when it comes to that. So naturally, the natural state of being will be at peace, right? So that's one of the advantages. And the other one is you will have no regret, right? Like there's no regret when you act from integrity. Literally, there's nothing that bothers you. You look into your past and you say, okay, whatever I did because this is what I wanted to do at that time. It came from a pure uh, source, from a pure intention, right? So I have no problem with anything. I'm at peace no matter what. It came from um, yeah, from simple intuition, for simple impulse and flow. So we will have no regrets, um, no matter what the outcome again, or no matter how much uh, it changes in time, because always these desires and this whatever we choose from in this moment might be updated in tomorrow, or in 3 days, or in 1 week, and so on. But every time you put an upgrade on your desire, on your creation, or whatever that is, you will have no regret about the path that you just overcame, because you know that that as well had a foundation of strong integrity to begin with. So your creation, your foundation of whatever you're doing is really strong from the beginning, and that makes you not having regrets at all. um yeah, another one is, I guess this is kind of similar, not being attached to the outcome, right? So when you come from integrity, you are actually enjoying the journey as you go. You're not attached to a certain outcome, and make that as your priority. You're just enjoying the journey, and this is how every creation should be. This is how everything we experience should come from. For the sake of the experience itself, right? Like everything we do, whatever job we have, it can be even a 9 to 5 job. If you really love that thing, if you really have fun doing it, you will manage to be there 8 hours straight. I cannot work for 8 hours, but many people can. Whatever, depends on what they are doing, and again, if they love that, right? So, and that's what everything is about. When it comes from that space, the outcome doesn't matter. The outcome is just a bonus. But if you attach to the outcome only, and you do whatever you're doing for that outcome, for that specific outcome, what do you experience? Do you experience a lot of resistance on the journey, a lot of maybe hard work, effort put into it, and so on, and that ultimately makes your experience not so enjoyable. And when you achieve the outcome, then you will be just happy for how much, like 5 minutes, 1 hour. It depends on what the achievement is, but you'll be like, yes, now I have this. And you have this, you feel that feeling, and in a little while it's gone. Then you need another achievement, you need another goal. So that doesn't work anymore. It doesn't work like this when you come from an integrity space. You From integrity, you always uh, are basically connected with the journey, and you love the journey. And that's the purpose of everything we do. Want to check a little bit if someone wrote anything. Aaron, integrity, doing the right thing even when none is around to see you. Yes, that's so important. That's such an important point. Thank you for that. um, yes, integrity is also that. It's doing the right thing, what is right for you, because right is also such a subjective thing. Because for some people, I'll give just an example. For some people, it's right to eat meat, while for others, is right to be vegan, right? So whatever that means, it doesn't matter. Important is to act for yourself. Everything you do it for yourself. You act. You don't act actually. You're not acting. You're being truthful, but because this is you do it for you. You don't do it for other people, because you when you already do it for other people, you already externalize it. It already doesn't come from that pureness, from that purity within. Yeah. So another point that I wrote here is enjoying the journey. Um, yeah, that's obvious. As I mentioned, um, when you come from from integrity all the time, there's no way other than enjoying the journey. You will always enjoy the journey. You will be connected all the time. You will be in a flow state. You will have energy. You will be present. The energy flows through you no matter what. So that's so important, right? Like we will actually enjoy. We will dive into the juiciness of life, into the the juice of being alive. Just like that amazing feeling. Like, and that's important. That's actually the most important, right? So when you act from integrity, you always are connected directly with a joyful or enjoying, or at least, let's say, satisfied feeling in your body because you did the right thing for you in that moment. Yeah, another point, another advantage is expansion, right? The Whenever we do things from integrity, our soul expands 10 times than when we don't do it, when we don't do it, or when we, let's say, um, created an expectation, and we are attached to that outcome or whatever other opposites of integrity are, right? So expansion is there whenever we act from integrity, whenever we do everything from that space. There's so much expansion and so much growth at a soul level, because this is what we came here to do. We came to be in integrity. We came to learn, first of all, how to be in integrity. You know, I guess that if you look around the world, not many people actually come from integrity, especially leaders of our countries, of our communities and groups in society generally. It's so easy to smell when someone doesn't come from integrity, when they have a personal goal or personal things that they want to accomplish, which is also good, because of course we need to take care of ourselves first, no matter what. This is what I always say. But it's good to do that in, like in front, like be upfront about it, even, right? Like, let's say you're a leader of a community, you're a leader of a team, right? So whatever it is, even stuff that you do for your own gain, mention it out, be transparent, be fully honest with that, because automatically we came here to serve ourselves first, and then we can actually serve the whole collective. So it's not that it's something wrong to do it for yourself. It's just that when it's sneaky energy behind and manipulative energy behind, we smell it, we feel it. And I will give a short example of this. There are so many ads on Facebook, for example, or on other social platforms. And when you click on this ads, like, sometimes I resonate so much with what the person says that I really want to buy that thing. And I click on it, and then I see this rushed counter there that it says, if you don't act in 14 minutes, the price will go up, or the offer will be not available anymore. When I see that, I'm like, guys, come on, that's you push through fear in this consciousness expansion that we live right now. You're trying to push this product to me with fear. Like, that's so nice. That's so obvious, and it just makes me it makes me not buy that product, no matter how much it resonates with me. I prefer to choose from someone who comes from integrity, and they just state there honestly and transparently what do they offer, what do they receive, and there's no push, or there's no manipulation, or whatever marketing methods are out there, right? Like, people do stuff, for example, like, oh wait, if you buy this, you will get this discount and then this discount, and then there's just one available spot. All of these things are just so funny to observe. It's like, come on, guys, you coach empowerment and you coach consciousness, but you act from these manipulative tactics, and this is not nice. This is very easy to smell, especially if you're conscious. Um, yeah. So, in other words, this is what the benefits are, and now I'm gonna dive a little bit into what to do to live from integrity. What, right? Like um, people want to live. Let's say if this resonates with you, if this message resonates with you, and you want to come more from an integrity um, place, what to do about it is to just admit and face everything you're going through, everything you experience within you. Even if you, let's say, as I give this example, let's say you are a coach, right? You are a coach and you want to coach someone, and you see that you have these manipulative tactics behind, which is, they are borrowed from the matrix world, from the world outside, which kind of um, promotes these things everywhere, right? So your mind was a little bit sucking those methods in, and you just don't know how to express yourself in that moment. Well, own that first. Say, yes, I don't know how to actually express from a place of honesty, authenticity, and transparency. And then build that up for yourself. What does that mean for yourself? Experience with that, right? Instead of just pushing whatever other people are doing and how they do it, just putting it out there for yourself. It doesn't really resonate with your core frequency, and it creates a distortive message to the people out there who actually might want your services and your products. So yeah, this is how it relates, especially with service, right? But how to integrate this in also in even more in depth is to basically face all the time the parts in us which we avoid and we are ignoring about, like whatever that is, shadows, limited belief systems, patterns, conditioning, programming that we experience in our life. Just acknowledge those, work on those, rewire those, integrate those. um, don't run away from it, but pretending that you are amazing and you're just about love and light. No, face those things. That's integrity. Own them, and then you can have a reshaped formula of expression. You're a different being, right? So you have more integrity integrated. So yes, that's one of the things of how to live more from integrity, and the other one is simply train yourself more into a higher frequency. And by this I mean, do simply things that you enjoy doing. Do things that you love more, whatever they are, whatever your soul desire has, whatever your soul burns for, right? Like your soul fire. Um, Desires in things that you enjoy. Do more of that, right? Like even if it's a meditation, whatever that is that makes you into a higher frequency state of being, commit to that as a goal if you want, as an achievement, as an outcome, but don't put it on a pedestal. Enjoy the journey, enjoy every single bit of it, because that's the beauty of it. We didn't came here, we are creators, but we didn't came here to be attached to the creation. We came here just to create. If we keep ourselves in this constant state of creation and doing and feeling good and contributing to our well-being all the time, then we are naturally, our integrity level raises, right? Like uh, we are able to discern from what is right for us to what is not right for us. Our sense of awareness shifts so much, and that comes when we calibrate to a higher frequency. And just to help you more with that, I have a meditation on my profile page, which is called Activate Your Connection with Source. So after this workshop, if you want to go there and check that out, uh, I have amazing rating there. Like people are loving it. It literally changes their lives. So dive into that, and you will experience instantly a higher frequency state of being, of actually who you really are. You will connect with source and who you really are and be in that alignment. So yeah, that's another way of how to integrate more integrity. Just committing to better yourself, committing to to evolve and love yourself more, love yourself unconditionally. That's key as well. Like literally love yourself no matter what. I have a nice saying for that. Um, you know, you know that you love yourself unconditionally when even if you don't love yourself, you still love yourself. If that makes sense. So even when you judge yourself, even when you're harsh on yourself, when you're your worst critic, if you are able to switch into self-love right away, into unconditional love, to understand that you will always expand, you always have a bigger perspective. This is how life is. We never reach a destination. We always expand and always learn. You know, and if you're able to love yourself through this process, that's what it takes. If you love yourself, then you love everything. You love everything you do, and everything you do you comes from this integrity space. You want to honor the whole creation. You are grateful for being alive and being yourself and sharing that uniqueness that every single one of you has further with the world. That's your gift right there for everyone. That's your power. um Alrighty. Laura has a question. I'm gonna answer it right away. I want to mention another point, and then that's it. We're gonna dive into question and answers. So Laura says, "Can you speak to setting boundaries from a place of integrity while being kind and considerate?" I'm gonna be very fast on this, and then I'm gonna dive into the last point. So Laura, can you speak to setting boundaries from a place of integrity? Well, basically, from a place of integrity, setting boundaries is just be pure honest about how you feel, how you deserve to feel, what is not in alignment with yourself in that moment, what's active for you, and not projecting. That's very important. Not projective on the other person, or blame the other person, um, but simply own what you are experiencing in that moment completely, 100%. Like just follow that feeling that you feel and express it out to the person that you want to express it towards, but without the projection of, hey, this is what you're doing, this is how you make me feel. No, this is how I feel in your presence. This is how it makes me feel when you do that, and so on. And this is how I would like to be for myself, not for him, for yourself. And that's when it's always from integrity. It's just about you all the time, and it's about you, not about you, but about how you feel, about not projecting onto the other. I hope this makes sense. Yeah, guys. So another point, which is extremely important, I know everyone will love this, is manifestations and integrity. This is maybe the main point of it. How are manifestations impacted by your integrity? Well, basically, if you are a very sensitive being and you have high morals and strong values, when you don't act from that place, when you don't honor those values and that sensitivity that you are as soul, and you override that, or step on yourself, basically, to achieve something or to have something that you want to manifest or attract, um, then it will get delayed. You will experience resistance, right? Like it wouldn't resonate with you. And I will give myself as an example when it comes to this. I'm doing coaching for years now, right? So I created coaching packages for people, and when I did that, I wanted to just express more the love and light aspect of how to empower people and how to help them feel this high vibration, which I can naturally. I can, because I naturally am by myself. I would say mostly in a high vibration, but you know, was for me very important. I could feel that there was something missing in that, right? Like, yes, I will help people tap into this high vibration, especially just by being with them and listening, and being at being offering support and guidance. But at the same time, there was something missing, because I was like, this is not enough. There has to be more, and I knew there is more, and my life journey showed me that there is more. And that was, from example, when I understood that there is another part of the story. It's not about just love and light. It's about darkness as well, and integrating the darkness and facing the shadows. And again, as I said, facing the beliefs that we carry and all of these things that are, let's say, in detrimental to our well-being and evolution, or they keep us a little stuck, or you know, yeah, it just keeps us not being whole. Um, when I put this part into the coaching program, everything shifted. Like literally, like people were drawn to it. They were like, "Yes, this is it." Like it sounds that it comes from an integrity, and the point is, how did that happen? Well, I believed it because I honored everything in that. Like everything that I did in that program resonated fully with me. There was no it was not just love and light anymore and higher frequencies anymore. There was everything in one thing, and that felt for me so resonant. I was like, yes, this is what I want to do. This resonates so much with me, and um, therefore my manifestations came, right, because I owned that, I honored it. There was no resistance in between me and my and the manifestations, and that is very important when we manifest, to ask ourselves, how pure is the desire that we have? Like, I got hot here. Need some water. So yeah, how how pure is what we want to create for ourselves and experience? What is the intention behind that? Is it a validation thing? Do we want it to validate our worth, feeling of self-worth and so on? Is it because we genuinely want to experience that and want to have that? Or what is the reason for our desire? That was very, very important for me. And I know this is a very, very important point for all of those people who are sensitive, highly sensitive to energy, highly sensitive to being in the center, and having strong morals, and high values and so on, and high standards maybe as well. So it's important whenever we manifest something to ask ourselves, how pure is the intention, right? Like, where does my intention comes from? um, and the purer the intention it is, and the less resistance we will have. And that helped me for so much on my journey. Like, whenever it came right from straight from this integrity space, I literally manifested like bam, like very easy, in a matter of sometimes even hours, and depends on what I wanted to manifest. But when I own that fully with all of its parts, very fast happen. And so many people don't, right? Like, there are so many people in the world who simply don't do that. They just want, for example, one of the biggest things that also not many people speak about, but we all want it, is money. Let's face it, we want more money. Everyone wants money, right? So, money is awesome. Money is a good energy. Yes, there's so much association with it, that being dark and evil and all of that. There's that part and that side to it. Yes, it depends on your conscience and what you do with it. But money, they have they have no guilt. They just are. They have we created it and we do whatever we want with them. And yeah, many people want money, but they are not able to say, to fully embody that and own that fact, and say, yes, I deserve to have more money. I deserve to live a better life. I deserve to be living in abundance. You know, I deserve that because I'm abundance by nature. Source by nature is abundant. There's no limit in being source. Source is, over. Um, it doesn't know lack. Lack is a mind concept. We invented lack. It doesn't exist, right? So, um, yeah, if you really want money, own that fully in your body, but not the lack of it, but the fact that you want it. Feel the feeling of how does it mean. Wow, money feels so nice to have right now. Instead of, I don't have money, but also money are evil, and I don't know how to make some money because there's so much stigma around money and all of those things. That's conditioning. Leave it behind. It doesn't matter. You deserve to have money. There's no, money has nothing to do with the fact that some people put interest on them, and some people give them just a little bit. just piece by piece to everyone, and there's a minimum wage. There's not money's problem. There are some humans who are messed up a little bit more and want to control and dominate the world. But money itself, it's a good tool, right? So um, yeah, I spoke about this topic because I think that this is one of the most um, taboo topics out there. They're not many people even speak so much about in the conscious community. I feel, as in like they speak about abundance and how nice it is to have to be in abundance, but money is a part of that, and many people, especially conscious, good, kind, light workers, nice people, they deserve to live in abundance. They deserve to live in this space of not worrying about it, right? So yeah, own that. If that's your desire, own it. Don't put it on a pedestal. Just feel the feelings and how it feels, and bam, see how it comes, because it comes from integrity. You own it. You don't run away from it. And same goes with whatever we want to manifest. It can be love, it can be, a relationship, whatever it comes, whatever we want, it has to come from integrity. Ask yourself, why do you want a relationship? Why do you want a soulmate? Why do you want a divine partner, or twin flame, whatever you name you put on it? Why do you want that? Is it to fulfill a wound? Is it to fulfill an emotional need, a validation? Or is it because you genuinely feel ready for it in all areas of your life? Your full body just express that you are worthy of that, and you desire it because you're ready, right? You're ready for someone to share life with and enjoy life with. So that has to come from integrity as well. And if you notice that, oh man, I might not be yet ready, I might have some work to do on myself in order to be in a relationship, there's this area and this area which I have to still um, work on, although there's no need to be perfect to be in a relationship, but just owning that fact um, helps you, first of all, overcome it. Second of all, even manifest your partner faster, right? So you can have a partner and be completely, you know, a disaster. You will attract someone who's at the same level with you, but right, you can still have a partnership. So it's not about not having it. It's just about owning where you are instead of bypassing it, instead of wanting it and putting it on the pedestal again, like we do with money and like we do with everything. And this applies with everything, with the mission, with our purpose, with our service, and work we do in the world. The same principle applies, right? So, hope this makes sense, guys. Sibella asked me if I will make a recording. Yes, I will. I think I will. Yeah, now let's dive into questions and answers. So there are still some questions here, so you guys can just drop them there, and I'm gonna answer one of them here. Marie says, "Do you have tips on dealing with disappointment? I feel like the world is so angry and so cruel. How can we help not letting this bring us down?" I hope the question is clear. Yes, I know the world seems so cruel and angry. But there's another story to this, which I like to say. This is only a perspective so transmitted to the media, through the newspapers, through the TV, through the whole governments and all of this. Actually, if you look about it, the world has never been at peace more than it is right now. There's literally no fighting, like physical fighting, no killing, no destruction happening anymore. I don't know if probably 1 or 2% of the world is still at work, but the other part of it is not. And we are constantly doing better decision. We are constantly and consciously now changing the way we interact with the world and with ourselves and with one another. Look, even this platform itself. Like right now, I have 150 people here connected with. So people want to change. People want change. People want to learn and to grow. So focus more on that aspect and know that this is a natural process. Yes, indeed, our world was messed up a lot. We were 3,000 years in dark age, right? So we had to learn through the contrast, through the difficulties and all of that. And now we are integrating these parts. And when you look at the world right now, in the position that the world is, and how everything is, it seems that everything is in chaos. But this chaos has to be exposed in order for us to make better decisions, to integrate and to yeah, to take better decisions on our lives and what we want in this world. We create this world. We create the timelines of this world. Who does it? We do, right? So all of us together. But the more powerful we are, the more in a higher frequency we are. This is how we actually serve. So I understand fully. I totally resonate with you. I was depressive about the world years ago, and I was such an empath back then, and I literally sucked everything like a sponge. And I changed a little bit my perspective, and I emanate love from within as much as I could. It doesn't have to be all the time, of course, but try to do that more and see if that impacts yourself first, that you feel better, and automatically will impact the world as well. This is how we change it, not by focusing on, okay, this doesn't work. Okay, but so many things do work in this world, and so many things do change right now. There's so many things that are actually changing. I would say that 2 years ago, that everything was plain, everything was covered into this fake illusion of peace and calm, but there was nothing calm. There was boiling from the inside out, and now it just boom. Now it just exploded, and we have it all out there, and we can choose the reality we want, right? So, if you want to help with making the world a better place, I guess the best thing to do is to raise your own frequency and let the world see you in that from that space. All right, guys. Again, another question, please. Just drop it there. I will answer it. I will answer a few questions. So whatever you feel to ask, just drop it into the comment section, comment box. Pablo says, holding disappointment is holding fear, is owning your feelings. Is owning your feelings that is holding will dissipate and you will fall back into love. Holding is owning your feelings. Yes. Um, own the feelings, right? Like own the disappointment feelings, own everything, and just own what you want to experience. And naturally, yes, you will be in a better state of being. You will shine more. Another question. Debbie asked me, how do you deal with your feelings when other people don't act from a place of integrity? Very good question, Debbie. Um, I am dealing with this myself a lot, to be honest, and it's a constant practice to invite me to be more, even more in my integrity, even more in my integrity, to not leak energy towards other people who don't act from integrity, because I know that I cannot change those people by telling them anything unless they ask for it, right? Unless they are aware of it and they ask for reflection. So by owning more that I come from an integrity, and I don't care if the other person doesn't, then they might see that and be inspired by it, instead of me wanting to change something in them or letting myself affected from where they come from. I know this is a huge one, because it's not easy to connect with a human and see that they don't come from integrity, especially with loved ones, right? With people we care a lot that are actively in our lives. So um, yeah, it's really a practice to stay strong in your ground, in your own integrity all the time. This is actually a very good invitation to practice even more of that. And the more you practice, the more you're into it, the more people you can inspire to do the same, right? And yeah, it's not an easy one, I know. And the more you connect with your own integrity, and also if you just want to not be with those people anymore, you can express that, or you energetically embody that, and shifts will happen in your life. You will notice shifts in how the universe arranges and orchestrates everything, so that it's for your highest good and for the highest good of those people as well. Hope it makes sense. Um, Kyla Jane asks me, are you talking about self-control when you say not leaking energy to others when they are in anger, frustration, etc.? Is that what you mean? Yes, basically, it's having control of your own energy and frequency, right? Like being aware of that, um, of your frequency and energy, and how other people affects that, and how you can wobble a little bit from time to time because of other people, and because of the world, and basically it's not because of the world, it's because we didn't manage to stay strong enough in our core beliefs and core values and core integrity, if you want. But also, it's very normal if we sometimes fall down, right? It's not a problem. You don't have to always stay in your ground. Sometimes you just, maybe you stay in your ground with a person, two or three during the day, and you came home and you cannot take it anymore, right? So then you need to cry, or you need to express that out, or you have an anger or a rage moment, and that's out of your self-control. So it's about, yes, if you can, in the first instinct is self-control and calibration. But if it's too much, if the momentum takes over and you're in a um, more negative place, then let that be. Feel that, and then generalize your put yourself back into alignment slowly as you felt that energy, saying things like, um, yeah, it's okay. I've been through a difficult situation right now. I really love this person. I was not expecting them to act in this way. I know where I come from with my intentions. This was not in agreement with my own boundaries and integrity, and this really touched me and this really affected me. I'm an emotional being, and I'm having a big heart, and I'm sensitive, and I feel these things, and it's okay for me to be here sometimes. And then automatically you are accepting yourself even when you are experiencing these contrasts, even if you cannot hold the self control. So, yes, it's about self control, but if you manage to slip it, it's about not be judgmental much here with yourself, and knowing how to nourish yourself to get you back into the ground, into your alignment. Hope it makes sense. All right, guys, another question, please. If you feel inspired to ask anything about the integrity or about emotions, feelings. Someone asked, Gabriela asked, I have a homeless drug addicted brother and a best friend who is in a toxic relationship. I give as much as I can, but lately I've been trying to probably avoid. Yeah, you don't have to give anything. Everyone has their own source. If you ask me, I train myself to give whenever it's asked, or when I give without expectation, right? This is when I can't give, actually, when I have no expectation around that. But when my boundaries are of well-being are broken, this is when I'm stop doing it. So yeah, you can love these people from the background, from the they are people in your life that you love, um, but always be aware of your well-being, basically, right? And don't overwalk. Don't walk on your own well-being, because that is not in service to anyone. That creates more frustration between you and your people, and you just don't feel good. So it's a matter of discerning when to avoid, when to step back, when to take an action, when to give an advice. And I naturally do it when it's asked. Right? When people ask me, then I give an advice. When they don't, then I don't. Although this doesn't apply all the time. I'm a very much an advice person, but I was used to be very, very strongly obsessed by it. So now I guess I work that out a lot. Guys, this was amazing. I loved it. I hope it makes sense for you. So, see you in the next event, hopefully, and love you. Enjoy your weekend, and peace.